Hey guys, welcome to the Maresa Ng official channel where we help businesses to grow. Today's video, I'm going to talk about small little mishaps that happen in the business, and there's a little bit of distrust and then a loss of money for business owners. In the past month, I've had two different business owners come talk to me and say, hey, Maresa, you know what? My staff has stolen from us. They've stolen money. And I'm going, whoa, that's horrible, and it's already so difficult. We've been trying to get more customers through the door. Revenue is already so hard, and we've had them walk out with a bunch of cash, and some of it is substantial. In two different cases, one was about $20,000, the other was about $60,000. And I'm like, wow, how did they pull that off? And so on one occasion, this cafe owner came to me and said that his employee actually walked out and left the building with $20,000. And I'm just going, wow, how did that happen? He definitely did not expect this, but what he then went and do is that he looked into his cash management measures and he found that, hey, all of these cash management measures, all these SOPs and processes were all in place, but they were not implemented properly. After he shared more, he then told me that this particular employee that walked out with $20,000 was actually issued a second warning letter in a year that he has been working in the cafe. In the time that he has been working in the cafe, this particular employee was making sounds like, can I get paid more money? This wage is not enough, but the owner found it very difficult to be able to pay him more money because he wasn't one of the performers. He was slacking off. He was not coming in to the cafe on time. He wasn't starting work on time. So it was really, really difficult. But he issued two warning letters to this particular employee, and this is what happened. So what are some of the lessons that we can learn here? Lesson number one. And this is a very, very good reminder for those of you out there who run several outlets. You've got different franchises that are working, all this, and it's pretty much a cash business, all right? Lesson number one, always ensure that you're auditing somehow and you're checking in with systems and whether they're implemented. On both these two cases that have come to me and have lost a lot of money, the systems for managing fraud were already in place. But for some reason, the checkpoints and all the different points were not implemented correctly, that employees had the opportunity to be able to take the money home with them. And this is the thing about systems in place, yeah. I constantly see various different scenarios. One, some companies have systems in place, but you're not implementing it correctly. But then there are also some other companies, and this is another issue as well. I recently met another company that did not have any fraud management systems in place, and she said to me, well, Maresa, I'm pretty sure that they're doing some small under table, where they know that the money, the amount is not big enough. I may not look into it, but Maresa, what do I do? Do I question every invoice? Do I question every order? And I don't want to start micromanaging my team this way, because that's the last thing that I want. Is just going to be more effort and more stress for me. So how do I go about doing all this? And see, this is one of the things that I realized about having good systems in your business. Having good systems, and this is the thing, you can systematize all you want and you can get all the great processes in place. But if your employees still want to steal from you, they're just gonna do that anyway, and it's so important to be able to hire people that are trustworthy and to also have in place levels of the employees. You don't want new people that you have not worked with enough to be handling all of these numbers, this cash, coming in. You gotta be able to level it in so that they're not immediately doing that. And if that happens, even if you systematize 100%, if an employee definitely wants to cheat you, definitely wants to steal from you, they're gonna be able to find a way to loop the system anyhow. Number two, This disgruntled employee was overlooked amidst the busyness of the cafe. Now, this is really important that we always have a good gauge on the sentiment of our employees, you know, and not just get busy with more and more revenue, more and more sales, more and more customers, but always having a good gauge with where your employees are. And if you've served them warning letters, the very important thing is to also know how they're taking this, and also whether they continue to manage that much cash. That's very important as well, and you need to look into that if that's currently happening. Number 3, employees would only break your trust if to a certain extent they feel that they've already lost it. You know, when you serve 2 warning letters, what does it say to them? You know, and sometimes it's also the communication that we took with the particular employee where they felt that, you know, hey, you know what, they misunderstood and they think that, you know, I've lost your trust, so guess what, I'm gonna take it all the way. So sometimes communication messages are not received properly, although it's done in really good intentions, but the employee still took it wrongly and decided to take matters into his own hands because, hey, guess what? I've already lost it. There you have it. This is today's happy hour. I hope it serves as a very good reminder for some of you, you know, and if you've been tough with certain employees and you know this person is still managing a bunch more cash, you just got to be very careful. But this is a very good reminder. Number 1, have your systems very well implemented, and if it is already in place, good for you, but don't forget to keep checking if the processes are still serving your ever-growing business. This is important. Number 2, when you talk to employees as well, you know, just make sure that the messages are taken in good faith, that they understand why you're saying certain things. And perhaps, you know, sometimes we as business owners, we get our managers and our supervisors to have those conversations with them, and sometimes it's not taken in good faith, and that's what they do. And that again is a good reflection on the capability of your leaders or your management team to be able to deliver some of these very critical messages to your team, so to avoid some of these things from happening. So guys, like this video if you like it, share it if you know anybody who has just groused about an employee that has stolen from them. This is a very good reminder, very good to be able to look in as well. Subscribe to this channel if you think that it has helped you and you want to be able to get more insights like this. Because guys, remember this, it's all about having a great business and a great life. Because being in business is about having more life. Take care, and I'll see you next week.